Hey guys, Faisal here from Phase and Codes. Today we're going to be looking at how to create directories, how to create multiple directories, how to navigate through the directories, how to create how to create files, how to create multiple files, and how to edit files. All right, so let's get started. We'll first SSH into our server, log in. Okay, so to see where we are, to see what directory we're in, we're going to use pwd, which stands for print working directory. Press enter. So we're currently in the root directory. And if you wanted to list all the content inside this folder or directory, you can call it, we'll say ls and we can see all the content inside of it. Now, if we wanted to see all the content, including the hidden files and folders, we'll do ls -la. Now we can see that there's a lot of content that's hidden. So how do you exactly know that it's hidden? Well, if there's a dot in front of the file or the folder, that means that the file or the folder is hidden. And the only way to see it is by using ls-la to view all the content inside the folder or the file. Now, how do you tell if this is a file or a folder? Well, you can see it next to the permissions. So if we take a look, there is no hyphen here. That means this is a folder. In front of this, there is a hyphen here. That means that this is a file. So let's actually create a directory. Let's say mkdirs for make directory. And we will say folder 1. And now we're going to list all the content inside the folder of the root folder, ls-la. And now you'll see that we created our directory. And there is no hyphen because it is a directory. Now, if we wanted to cd into the directory, we would simply put cd or change directory, and we will put the name of the folder. So, folder 1. And now we're inside of folder 1. So, if we were to use pwd, print working directory, you can see the first folder we were in was root. And now inside of root, we created a folder called folder 1, and we're inside of that as well. So we're inside of folder 1. Now, if you wanted to go back the directory we came from, we would do cd space ... to move one directory backwards. And now if we were to do pwd, we're back into the root directory. Now, if we want to create multiple directories using one command, we'll use mkdir -p, and we'll specify, so we're going to be starting from the root directory, and then we're going to give it a name. We'll say folder 2, and then we'll create another directory inside of folder 2, naming it inside folder 2. Now if we list the content inside of root, we'll see that we have folder 2 that we just created. Now if we cd change directories into folder 2 and list the content inside of this, you'll see we have inside folder 2, just like we created right here. We'll actually cd into it, cd inside folder 2. Now if we list the content, there should not be anything in here because we didn't make anything in there. Yep, just like we expected. All right, now if we want to go back to root, the first directory we were in, we would simply do change directories, cd / and root. Now we are where we started. All right. So let's take a look at how to create files. So we'll we'll type in touch and we'll give it a name. Say files.txt. Press enter. List all the content, and you can see that we have created a file called file.txt. Now, how do we edit this file? Well, there's many different text editors. We're going to be using 3 different text editors today. So I'll show you starting with VI, which means visual, or stands for visual, sorry. So VI, the name of the file, file.txt. Now, we're going to press I on our keyboard to insert, and we're going to type in some text. So, hey guys, this is Faisal from Phase and Code, showing you how to use the VI editor. And we're going to press Control C on our keyboard at the same time, Control C. Then we're going to press Shift and colon at the same time on our keyboard. Then you'll see this appear, the colon appear. Then we're going to type in W for write and Q for quit. And we're going to press enter. Now, we're going to how do we see the content inside of this file? Well, we're going to use the cat command. So we'll say cat and then the name of the file, file.txt. And there you go. That's what we put in our text editor. And that's what it's giving it up. All right, so there's also a different text editor called VIM, which stands for Visual Improved, which is essentially an improved version of VI, um, and has quite a bit of capabilities that the VI editor doesn't have. But the thing is, the VI editor, with the visual editor, is universal, meaning you can use that on all the distributions of Linux. Compared to the VIM editor, the Vim editor, is only used on certain distros or distributions. So let's take a look at VIM, file.txt. And as you can see, it's essentially the same, but a lot more capabilities. And in this video, I will not be showing you that because that will take a long time. So I will make a new video. I'll make another video showing you how to use the VI and the VIM editor and the functionalities. All right, so we'll press Control C at the same time. Control C, and then we'll press Shift and colon. And this time, we're gonna just put Q for quit because we don't need to write it. We haven't made any changes. So we'll press enter, and the content should be the same because we haven't made any changes. So we'll cat it again, cat file.txt, and there you go. Same thing. There's also Nano, which is a little bit user interactive and it's user friendly. So let me show you that. We'll say nano, and then we'll name the file, file.txt. And as you can see, there's options that you can see on the bottom, which are very helpful if you don't know how to save, how to cut, how to edit, and whatnot. So we'll press Control. So if you see this arrow, actually, let me actually tell you what this is. This arrow refers to as Control. So if you wanted to exit, we put Control X. Now let's go back into it and let's cut the text with Control and K. There you go. So if you see anything with the arrow up, that means you have to press Control, including the key that it's specifying. So in this case, we're going to press Control X, and it says Save Modified Buffer, and we're going to say N for no. And we should still have our text that we entered inside of our file because we didn't save it. We just quit. So let's cat it, cat file.txt, and there you go. We still have our text. All right, so let's take a look at how to create multiple files. So we'll use the touch command to create files. Touch, we'll give it a name, files, and we'll give parentheses, put the number of the files from 1 dot dot, and then we'll put 10 because I want 10 files right now. So it's going to create files ranging from 1 to 10. We'll close it off using the parentheses or the squiggly braces. We'll press enter. Now if we list the content inside of the folder, we'll see that we have created 10 files. Similarly, you can create a file using just the VI and saying file using VI. And we can edit using I for insert, enter some text, entering some text, Control C, Shift colon, W for write, and Q for quit. So now if we cat show the content inside of our file that we just created using the VI editor, we will see our text that we just entered. Now if we wanted to remove files, we can use rm and the name of the file. So say files1, and it asks us remove regular empty file, and we press Y on our keyboard and press enter. And now if we list the content inside the root folder, we will see that the file that we just deleted has been gone. Now if we wanted to delete multiple directories, we simply put rm, we'll put files, and we'll put an asterisk right after it representing all. So what this means is we're going to remove all the files with the name of files, and we want to remove all of them. So any files that have the name files in it. We'll press enter, press Y, Y, Y. All right, now we shouldn't have any of the files in our folder. So let's list the content, ls, and there you go. All the files have been deleted. There's another way to actually remove the files without having to press Y on each and individual files that we're deleting, which is actually saving us a lot more time and it's not as tedious. So I'll show you that right now. So let's create a couple of files using the touch command. Touch, let's say files, and we'll create from 1 dot dot to 5. And we'll close it off with the parentheses or the squiggly braces, and we'll press enter. We'll list all the content inside the folder. And now you can see that we have 5 files that we just created. Now if we wanted to remove all of them in one command, we'll simply put rm hyphen R for recursive and F for forcefully. And we will say files, and we'll put an asterisk. So remove recursively, forcefully, all the files with the name files, and we'll press enter. And if we were to list the content inside the root directory, you'll see all the files are gone. And there was no prompt for us to press or enter Y on our keyboard for each and individual file. Just be a little cautious when using the rm-rf command because you can delete files or folders that you do not want to delete, and if you did that, you will not be able to retrieve them. So just be a little bit careful when you're using this command. We can also um, edit files using the cat command. So we use cat. Well, let's actually first, let's see the content inside of this file. So cat file.txt. So we see that we still have our text that we entered. Now we're going to use the cat command to edit this file. So we use cat file.txt, and we're going to put an arrow sign, which represents a receptor operator. So press enter, and now we're in the entering mode. So we'll put some text. Hello guys, this text will be overwritten using the cat command. And we'll press enter, and we'll press Control C to exit. And now if we were to cat the content inside the file, you'll see that our file has been overwritten with our new text. So now, how do we add content inside of the file using the cat command and not overwrite it? That's when you use two receptors, so two arrow signs. So we will use cat, we'll put arrow, and we'll put another arrow, and we'll press enter. And now we'll say, hey guys, I'm entering a new line of text. This one should not be overwritten. And we'll press enter, and we'll press Control C. And now if we cat the content inside the file, we should see our hello guys, this test will be written using the cat command, and we will see their new text that we just written. So let's cat it, and there you go. So we have our first text, and now we have our second. So just keep in mind, these receptor operators, the first one, the first arrow is to override it, meaning anything that is in the file is going to be overridden with the text that you're putting in, and two arrows represents that you're going to be adding a new line instead of overriding it. So that's how you edit files using the cat command. And I'll show you guys how to make a hidden file. We'll use touch, and we'll put dot representing that it's hidden, and we'll give it a name of the file. We'll say hidden file. And now if we list the content just using ls, we see that we have all of our files and our folders that we created, but we don't see our hidden file. Well, that's because we haven't listed all the content inside of this folder. So let's do that right now by using ls-la. And now if you take a look, you should see our hidden file with a dot. There you go. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Leave a comment if you guys have any questions. Give the video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one.